Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 6. I cannot believe that this is the last week of our class. I do need to share with you that I have so thoroughly enjoyed the presentations and the papers I have read throughout this entire class. Some of the presentations I have seen have been some of the highest quality that I've seen in any of the classes I've taught. So I really appreciate all of your efforts, and your papers and your presentations have been, for the most part, just very, very excellent. One of the things I do want to bring up is something that I mentioned in quite a few of your papers and presentations, and it's the idea that young children's behavior, when we are addressing it, sometimes, actually not sometimes, most of the time, can get worse before it gets better. And as I explained to some of you in my comments, um, as we are working to have children find more appropriate behaviors, I will give you an example of how their behavior may get worse before it gets better. So you have a young child that is having tantrums. The tantrums aren't so extreme that you really feel that the child is going to hurt themselves or others. So you have decided, because you think the behavior really is about attention seeking, after careful observation. So you're ignoring the behavior, and lo and behold, you're ignoring it for a whole week, and the behavior's not going away. It's actually getting worse. Think about it though. You have a young child that a certain behavior has always worked. They've had this little tantrum, they've gotten more behavior, positive or more attention, positive or negative, it doesn't matter, they've gotten attention. So you start ignoring the behavior. Logically, you just didn't hear me. So I'm going to have louder, longer, more extreme tantrums for the next week because maybe you didn't hear me. This used to work for me all the time. I must not be doing it right. And it's not that children think about this really consciously, but that is the way behavior most of the time does play itself out. So one of the biggest tips I can give any of you as you're working to help children positively support their behavior, is that sometimes when you address behavior, you need to make sure that you're in it for the long haul, that you do it over time. There is no magic bullet with regard to especially sort of intense behaviors. And you just sometimes have to know that you are doing the right kinds of interventions and strategies, but it's not going to change the behavior right out of the starting gate. Again, that frequently it will get worse before it gets better. So make sure you stick to whatever your behavior plan is, at least for a few weeks before you throw in the towel and say this isn't working. So I hope that little tip is helpful. Something else I did notice this week that I was really impressed with was the amount of self-reflection that all of you did for your assignment for week 5. I was extremely, extremely impressed with that. Um, it's not easy to be self-reflective. And along that same lines, I'm going to ask you to help me out. If all of you could please, please make sure that you do your course evaluation. It really helps me when I have feedback from you that I can reflect on. I want to be a better teacher and I want to make the course better. And the way I do that is through self-reflection and also from some external comments from the people taking the course. It is extremely important to me. So please take just a couple minutes of your time and give me that important feedback, like I give you on your papers so you can do better. I need feedback from you so I can do better. This week, our last week, you'll be reading chapter 11, and you're going to be thinking about mistaken goals, motivation, and mindfulness. You've already really looked a little bit at mindfulness throughout the course, but this is diving into it a little bit deeper. And although it is a supplemental material, there is a really great TED Talk about mindfulness that I think you'll enjoy, and also one from Eastern Connecticut State University about understanding challenging behavior. So this week, we're going to discuss what is mindfulness. You're going to do a mini case study where you will select a couple of the mini case studies that I supplied you, and you will address the questions that are asked. Make sure that you use the child's name from the case study as the header for the 2 case studies that you do choose, so I know which ones you're referring to. And then our very last assignment is the difference between punishment and guidance. Very important this week for everybody to get your assignments in on time, because I have a very short window in which I have to get both assignments and the discussion graded and get your final grades in. So it's really important that you get your assignments in time this week more than any other week, and that I don't accept any late assignments for week 6. So really be careful with that. Again, I have so enjoyed learning with all of you, and I wish you all the best. I hope to see all or most of you in other courses that I teach, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your summer and that you do get a chance to relax and unplug and enjoy your friends and family. Hope to see y'all soon. Bye-bye.